Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. Another Republican debate coming up in about 60 minutes. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Just so you know, the CNN debate will start about 9 o'clock. Don't be fooled. It's going to be all that pregame hoo-ha. 9 o'clock, they'll tee up. And it'll go to about 11:15, so you can watch the factor from top to bottom and not miss anything. We will be again live at 11 Eastern Time with post-game analysis. So here we go. There are 5 Republicans really in contention right now: Trump, Cruz, Rubio, Carson, and Bush. On a national level, the average of all the polls breaks down this way in round numbers. Trump stands at 33%, Cruz 16, Rubio 13, Carson 12, Bush 4. In Iowa, here's how it shakes. The consensus is that Cruz is ahead with 26%, Trump 25%, so that's a tie. 13 for Rubio, 12 for Carson, 6 for Bush. New Hampshire clocks in this way: Trump 29, Rubio 12, Chris Christie 10, Cruz 10, Kasich and Jeb Bush 7 each. So the numbers obviously favor Donald Trump. But things can change fast. In a stunning new poll out today from the Wall Street Journal, President Obama's approval rating on the job has fallen to 43%. Get this, 70% of the American people believe the country is heading in the wrong direction. 70%. Talking Points predicted this would happen after the San Bernardino terrorist attack. The nation's jittery. Just today, the entire Los Angeles school system shut down because of a threatening email. It's clear to any sane person, no matter what your political bent, that President Obama is not confronting the terrorist threat effectively. Add to that a soft economy and a crude PC culture, and you have deep, deep anger in America. We went over that last night. The Talking Points memo from Monday is posted on BillO'Reilly.com. Now, all of this favors Donald Trump, who's a political outsider, a bomb thrower. And if you go after Trump, he's going to come back at you viciously. Very few politicians have a stomach for that kind of fight. Tonight, some of the contenders, you'd have to think, are going to have to try to marginalize Trump. He's simply too far ahead. He has to be challenged, or his lead will hold. So that's the headline: who will take on Mr. Trump? Again, we'll be back at 11, and we'll see. And that's the memo. Now for the top story tonight reaction, joining us from Washington, Charles Krauthammer. So, Charles, first of all, I want you to pace yourself, because I know you're staying up late. You'll be back with us at 11. Who's likely to challenge Trump tonight?
Nobody. I don't think it makes sense if you're in the back of the pack. What you want is to clear the field so you get a shot at Trump later on. It's of no advantage to you to go after Trump. Even if you succeed, he might come down a point or two, but you aren't going to gain personally. The other guys will gain. So I think the gang up.
Let me challenge now.
Let me just say the gang up will be on Cruz and Rubio to clear the way so you get a shot at the big guy.
See, look, if you take on Trump, you being any of the 8 contenders, and again, there are 9 people on the stage, so it's very hard to lock in on anybody. If you take them on, you get on social media, right? You're all over the place. So even if you don't do well in debate, you don't get a lot of FaceTime in the debate, if you take Trump on, that's all it's going to be everywhere. So you do get recognition. You do get some kind of upside just by taking him on. Am I wrong?
You're wrong. The only person that has succeeded there's one instance of you being right. That's Carly Fiorina when she challenged him on that insult. And she got a bump out of that. Name one other person who got a big bump, who got a big success by taking on Trump.
But they haven't done it, though. They haven't done it. On issues. Look, don't you think the Muslim comment opens up some kind of avenue to go after Donald Trump?
Well, look, if you're one of the other contenders, and you've seen what happened to Trump's numbers after he said that, the big Monmouth jump where Trump goes to 41% happened after the comments on Muslims, as did the Wall Street Journal Washington Post poll. And if you look at the polls on that issue, the country is against it 2-1. Republicans are in favor of it 2-1. That is not exactly a vulnerability if you are addressing a Republican electorate.
Okay, but if you do it not in a defending the Muslim way, I would agree that that's not going to get you anywhere. But if you do it, say, listen, we need a commander-in-chief who's going to defeat ISIS, not alienate the entire Muslim world. And then you go into the fact that you need, as we did here on the Talking Points memo, you need Muslim countries to cooperate with you, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, on, to defeat this terror threat. If you make this kind of an assessment very specifically, that Donald Trump's strategy is not going to defeat ISIS, again, you'll get on social media and at least people will hear what you have to say.
I don't think so. Look, I made exactly that case in my column last week, and the other attack on the proposal, if you can even call it that, it's more an eruption than a proposal, is that how exactly are you going to be doing this? Trump was actually asked, how would you enforce this? And the question was, so you go to immigration and the guy asks you if you're a Muslim, and if you say yes, you aren't allowed in, and Trump answered, that's correct. Do you think a terrorist who's about to unleash a wanton attack on innocents and kill them is a guy who, like George Washington, isn't going to tell a lie? It makes no sense at all as an idea. I would like to see one of the other candidates attack, but we were talking only about what's going to be effective as a matter of campaigning, and I don't think that's going to sway people.
Now, why would you like to see somebody attack? You know, we get a lot of mail that says you're anti-Trump, you don't like him personally, and all of that. Why would you want to see somebody attack Trump?
I've never met the man. I have no reason to dislike him personally.
But he says bad things about you, so maybe you're harboring a little bit.
Well, that's fine. I can take it. And as a psychiatrist, I understand my own reactions. This has nothing to do with his tweeting. This has everything to do with the ideas and the statements he's made from the day he announced, where he spoke about the Mexican Americans as rapists.
As one of the best political analysts in the world, surely you know that Donald Trump is running to win, and he's using emotion, rank emotion, to win, to get there. That's what he's doing. He started out at 4% in the polls, and he figured out, look, we're living in an angry time. People are really angry. I'm going to tap into that. I'm going to say stuff that's going to get everybody riled up. The Republican base is going to agree with me on immigration, on Muslims, whatever. I'm not going to spell it out. I'm going to win first, and then I'll figure it out. That's what he's doing. You know he's doing it.
Here's what he's doing. That's exactly why, to come back to the question you just asked me, the other people are not going to attack him on the Muslim thing precisely because Trump has a genius for being able to figure out where his constituency, that's a Republican constituency, it's not a national one, but where the GOP electorate is. He did on the Muslim thing. He went way, way out there, way beyond what you're allowed to say, and I would say what you should say in public, because it's a terrible idea. But nonetheless, he did that, and his numbers have gone up.
Yeah, and he won by doing it because he tapped into the anger and the fear.
I agree. I'm not denying that he's a genius at getting political support and playing to the emotions of the audience. I don't deny that at all. I just think his ideas are bad ideas and would hurt the country, and, as I said to you last night, would consign the Republicans to a tremendous defeat in November.
But that's your opinion. I mean, that's not a fact.
Well, look, unlike you and the Pope, I'm not infallible. So it's possible.
Well, thank you, Charles.
It's possible that I got it wrong, but it doesn't happen often.
No. I always tell everybody, look, you're hired to give your opinion, you give it, and if anybody gets mad at you, it's their fault. You know, they should listen, and if they disagree, they disagree. That's the way the world goes. But I think somebody's going to launch on Trump tonight. I just have the feeling that somebody will. But
we'll see.
All right, so
I'll
take
be
a
back.
nap. Yeah, take a nap.
And we'll see how we're doing.
We got your cot there, and you know, take your nap, and then we'll wake you up about 10:30, and you can warm up. And then
I'll be ready. I'll have a hot chocolate right now.
All right. And I want to remind everybody, if you're looking for a good Christmas gift, Charles's book Things That Matter, still in the bookstore, is a huge bestseller.